Hello, everyone. Welcome to Anime on the Rocks, and I am joined with Peter. Say hello, Peter.
Yo.
And we have a guest from the other podcast on this channel. We didn't ask for this. He is my other host on that podcast. We have the infamous, the famous, like what I did there with your stuff.
Just fucking do it.
All right, Markeith Black, everybody.
Hi.
And I am, of course, Jack, aka Sinister Sheep, aka Big Daddy.
No one has called you Big Daddy.
So today on the podcast, just running straight through it, we are going to be talking about the recent Jujutsu Kaisen movie. It's called Jujutsu Kaisen 0?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And we will also be talking about something a little bit different later on. Maybe I'll leave it as a surprise. Sure.
Yeah.
It's your fucking podcast, man. Oh. Well, it's our podcast, our collective podcast.
Your podcast.
It's a democracy. It's not communism.
All right, it's a monarchy.
So, without further ado, let's get into Anime on the Rocks. So let's all open our drinks, or for you, Peter, just make a clink noise. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Oh shit. Wait.
And the fucking.
Oh, fuck.
Yo, put that on a table, bro. Put that on a table.
I'm not putting it on my fucking desk.
It was probably a twisty all along. There you go.
I did not like that.
Oh, that's kind of why I said put on a table, Marky. Now it's going again.
Just put it on the table. Put it on the table.
Now you're nothing but moist.
Just put your stick on the table.
Yeah, how about you do that?
I will.
How about I do, Markeith?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You bitches, put your stick on the table.
All right.
Oh.
So, all three of us saw Jujutsu Kaisen. Me and Markeith saw it together on Friday, and then you saw it on Saturday, right, Peter?
Yep, I saw it with a bunch of people.
Nice.
That weren't us, apparently.
Yeah. Glad we weren't invited.
Well, my brother invited me. All right, guys.
Okay, so your brothers both within us. That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool that you care about your family more than us. That's
look,
cool.
I have a thing with my brother where we always watch movies together. He quite literally was depressed when I left for college. He had no one to talk to about movies. He had to do a fucking stupid Snapchat.
The guilt trip.
All right, you have to do this stupid Snapchat thing on his Snapchat where he reviewed movies, and everyone clowned him for it. Every single person said this shit is stupid. I was one of them. So you know what? Well, some goddamn respect.
All right. Fair enough.
Have some respect for my name.
How was everyone's theater experience? Our theater experience was pretty good. With the exception, I was next to she couldn't have been more than 15 or 16, and she was like a anime. It's like when you picture a weeb, you picture this person. On the theater chair, she was sitting crisscross applesauce, leaning, and then she had an ice, right? And she finished her ice. All fair and good, whatever. And then throughout the course of the movie, she would switch between eating snacks and then sipping at the empty bottle. Every sequentially, every 5 minutes, it would go from snack to that. So that kind of distracted me a little bit, but
hey Jay, let it be quirky, man. Come on.
Bro, but it's just common courtesy. These weebs, they're just so antisocial.
Let her be weird and quirky, alright? She don't need your fucking slander, dude.
I know. If she sees this, I'm sorry.
Was that the sound she was making? Just grabbing the chips?
Exactly. Very slow.
Sipping on the
very deliberate. That's all.
Did you guys bring alcohol to the theater?
No.
No.
I did. Should have done it.
Well, that's a felony. Why would you admit that on camera, you idiot?
It's a felony. The fuck are you talking about?
You can't bring in alcohol into a movie theater unless they provide it for you, number one. 2, you're not allowed to bring outside snacks even though everybody does. That's a felony. You're going to jail.
I'm not going to jail.
You
They
know
just
what?
gotta
Like,
arrest
I would-
everybody.
I would risk
Offline Studios is about to be truly offline.
I will risk the.
Shut the fuck
I'll risk the jail
up.
time. Just
He's
so I
gonna
don't have to
be
pay $20
instead of selling
for
dirt, he's gonna
popcorn.
be selling ass for for a couple cigs.
I don't like the guy JJ. Let's get him off the screen, dude.
I'm just saying, I will risk the jail time not to pay these overinflated prices at the concession stands.
Bro, that was the worst part of working at the theater was like people being like, "Wait, you're telling me that a popcorn and soda is $15.94?" Yeah.
I mean, it is
I
ridiculous.
don't make the fucking prices.
Well,
Pay
I ain't
for it
gonna
or
bitch-
leave.
I may bitch about the prices, but I'm not gonna bitch about it in front of the concession workers'
Yeah,
face.
right?
I'm just
Like,
gonna
yeah.
get some. I'm just
Like
gonna
in
get
my
some
head,
outside
I'm gonna
food.
be like, motherfucker. Yeah.
It is funny though, just going off a tangent on a movie experience. I remember when we went to go see Dune, and I had a water in my pocket, but the thing was, like, it was sweatpants, so you could just basically just see that shit big as fuck
Wow, that
Wow.
man has a massive penis
on the outer side of his thigh,
on the outer side of his thigh. That's very impressive.
with a cap that's just kind of poking out.
You saying you were rocking a brick in the middle of Jujutsu
I was rocking a
Kaisen?
brick during.
She's a kid, Jay. She's a kid, Marquis.
Oh, no, no.
5.
First off, no.
Whoa, what is this? What is
Secondly, this was for Dune.
Yeah.
So I was carrying
Still.
a brick for Timothy Chalamet. Okay, so that was
Yes.
and Zendaya.
Timmy is so hot. You guys, let's be real.
All right, but with that all out of the way, let's get into the contents of the movie. So,
Well, I didn't get to express my theater experience.
oh yeah, well we were in. All right, go ahead.
I know, but maybe
Same
ours was definitely different because you had this edgy 15-year-old fucking up your night.
Marquis,
well-
shut the fuck up, JJ. Let me do my thing.
No,
Go
because
ahead.
you always do this. You're like, hey, how's everyone's experience? Here's mine. Okay, now let's get to the meat of
Okay, I
things.
will agree with you on that part, but the fact that we're in the same movie theater, like,
And we basically had
different. How different was your experience?
Well, I didn't have no fucking women like crunching Doritos and sipping ice next to me. As a matter of fact, the seat next to mine was empty. I don't know who the fuck paid for that. Wait, were the tickets reserved seating, by the way?
Yeah.
I reserved them. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't know who the fuck paid for reserved seating and not showed up. I'm assuming if they didn't show up or so, that's my thing. But hey, mine was empty. I was having a fun time, all right. You know, there was also the few people that were like shouting out in this movie theater, which it was, if this was the Batman, I would have fucked them up.
Mm-hmm.
So like I expected that to happen in a anime movie because you got
Yeah.
people that just can't contain themselves and they're like, oh well, we're around a bunch of people that also like this, so I could just be myself. Like no,
Mhm.
no, you can't. Just shut up.
Be ashamed of yourself, filthy
This is-
weeb.
This is still a movie theater.
I'm here to see cinema. Okay.
If I have to hear oh
Went
Gojo
to the wrong
Sensei like
movie.
one more fucking time.
Did you
like,
really hear that? Please. to
Yes.
God,
We heard
tell me you
someone
heard
yell that. Was that?
You know,
Was it that Gojo Sen?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like
yeah.
oh
That's
Gojo Sensei
so
senpai.
good.
Oh.
That's so good.
This is why I will never go to a My Hero movie because I can't even.
Oh my god, that
Oh,
was
jeez.
probably even worse.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
it'll
Deku.
smell.
Bakugo. Oh.
God, that is so funny. That
You
is
saucy
genuinely
baka.
So funny, dude.
Shut
That
the
you
fuck
had
up.
somebody say that in the middle of your theater. That's too
I was
fucking
expecting
good.
an Eren Yeager, but I didn't get it. So
Why?
Oh no, we'll get that in the Attack on Titan movie. We're gonna
it's
get
just
a lot
anime.
of those.
Like someone at when me and Ronald went to go see Demon Slayer, someone did it. So, but anyways, Peter, how was your experience? You fucking alcoholic.
It was good. Like, my girlfriend was making funny but
She an
yeah, it
anime
was fine.
fan?
She likes some shows. Like we're watching Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer, but she's never watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
Nah.
Wait.
Actually,
so yeah,
I don't even think you need to watch Jujutsu Kaisen because technically this is a prequel movie, so you don't really need to. So
no.
this could be a jumping off point, technically.
Yeah. At the same time, though, I can't really say that much because I already seen Jujutsu Kaisen beforehand.
Mhm.
Like it just feels nice, I guess you'd say, because it kind of gives you a little more hype for the second season because the main character in this one, I don't know why I should be saying spoiler alerts or anything.
Nah, this is all spoilers. All spoilers.
Fine, why not? It kind of like gives me it kind of has like huge expectations for the second season with the introduction now of Yuta's character. And like maybe some of the other demons cursed curse demons actually
Curse spirits.
or curse spirits.
It doesn't matter. They're basically demons.
The group of niggas that were with Getsu in the movie, okay?
There you go.
That's basically
Yeah, and I really like the main character in this, especially his later role in what's happening now. But we won't get into manga stuff because Markeith hasn't read it.
No.
But
And it's quite literally like multiple arcs ahead of what we just watched. So.
yeah. So you're safe, anime onlys.
I thought it was really funny because like the end credit scene. I just want to jump into that right now because
Yeah, go ahead.
like I always tell because like I said, my girlfriend, she does not give a shit. So I was like, yeah, babe. So like, do you give a shit if I say like spoiler shit? She's like, nah, I don't really care. I was like, so like, it's really funny because Utah's the reason why we don't see him is because he's in Africa with the black guy that
With like the
Gojo was
beret or
fighting.
whatever.
Yeah, the Gojo is fighting. And she's like, oh, it's really cool. And like literally the end credit scene started, and it's in Africa, and it was so funny because everyone's like, what? What the fuck? They're in Africa. Why? Why are they talking to the guy that Gojo was fighting? It's like
I like your general
Shut
audience voice. I really like it.
wait, just sidebar on that though, because in that Africa scene, Yuta's eating this food that kind of looks like similar to a hot dog, and while he's eating it, someone in the fucking theater goes, "Hey yo!"
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's really funny actually though. That's
Yeah.
really
Like,
funny.
hey yo, Yuta's sucking on a glizzy. You freed Rika's spirit, now he gone gay.
I hate
Rika
audience.
Loki was very scary in this.
Mhm.
I actually thought they did a pretty good job with her. Her like she looks like a mix between like a ghost and like a xenomorph, and like her design was really cool. Yeah, although after the movie, me and Markeith were just like, it's kind of weird that she just like turned to her like age when she died, and she's like hugging him and shit like that. We were like, yeah, that was a little weird, but
Yeah, it didn't look
Anime.
like she didn't age.
like I
she's
would have
still, like,
preferred if she actually, aged up or whatever, 'cause
Yeah.
that would be a little less
she was
weird.
still the 6, 7, 8-year-old that was still there, and then Yuta was, mind you, beforehand kind of kissed the demon.
Mhm.
So that kind of
Yeah, cowards. They didn't show it. Cowards.
Did you?
Yeah, they show it in the
you
manga. It's
want his
really
teeth?
funny.
Yeah, they showed it in the manga. They did a whole French kissing scene. It was insane.
Right. Okay. So you got that, and then right after she's rid of the curse, she reverts back to still the
Yeah.
kid self.
Yeah.
I think it was funny when like what's his name was like, bro, you're a fucking womanizer. He's like, I do what I gotta do, man.
yeah.
do what I
That
gotta do.
that
That was so funny. I thought
like
that
it was
really
funny, but at the same time, it just threw me off. It was just like it's supposed to be like the climatic battle, Gohan Cell type, Kamehameha type shit. I don't know if they're like the name for those type of like final beam attacks, but and then they just like, oh, you're a womanizer. Oh, like, I love my bitch. It was like, well, you're gay. And then just fucking just goes at
You're
them.
gay.
I'm just like, who the fuck wrote this?
When Rika goes after that one chick, like, yo, that's my boy. What? You don't fucking touch him. I was like, damn, that's a little scary. What do you guys think of the structure? Me and Peter were kind of talking about it, and I think, yeah, me and you, Marquis, talked about kind of the structure, and after we saw the movie, but like, it just kind of felt like 3 episodes mixed together, and they called it a day, kind of. Which, granted, they're just following what the manga is and stuff like that. But at least I don't think they left anything out within those chapters. But
no, they
at the same time,
stuff. They added stuff.
Yeah, I thought they did, right? Like, I was kind of questioning, like, I don't really remember this scene, but it had been a while since I read the chapters, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I feel like if you really look at this like as a movie rather than 3 episodes, you will have like kind of like a negative voice about it, saying the pacing's probably kind of off-putting when because I do know they mentioned sometimes, oh, like months later, Yuta like gone bad. It was like months. When the fuck did months pass by?
Exactly.
When did years pass by? Wait, how long has he been here?
Yeah.
They like unless you kind of like catch those few words of dialogue, then you're, because they don't really have like a whole 8 months later, 12 months later type thing. They want you to be a little big brain for this and be like, okay, well, you thought this shit was a fucking week? Like, you thought he just mastered that in a week? Fuck no.
I also really hated the text shit. You gotta cut the black and there'd be text. It'd be like
oh yeah, where it's like, hey, we're Evangelion. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, we don't need that. Just
I think that was just style kind of thing. They were trying to like.
I think it's style because like there are aspects in the manga that feel like that, especially in the more recent chapters. But like, it's just like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I'm not stupid.
The text in black, you said?
So like sometimes it would like the second time Rika is unleashed.
Yeah,
or whatever.
At the
like
beginning of the
they
movie,
do it sporadically.
At the beginning of the movie, they show Yuta and getting bullied by those kids, and then he's sitting on the floor, and the blood creeps up on his feet. It then cuts to black, and there's text saying, "This is this event. Like this was an incident that first triggered."
That giant text block that like you just have to kind of like like read real fast.
I know what you mean. I mean, besides the fact that we don't speak Japanese, I can't fuck with that. Though.
Yeah, I mean, I fuck with that style, but it just seemed kind of, because that's the only time it does it, kind of thing. It just seems like kind of out of place. Like if it was more played like historical records kind of thing, where like now they're gonna fight in the city and they had that text vault, then like that would be better. But at least it's consistent with like it's only attached to that, whereas maybe if it wasn't like that, it would just be randomized. It's just weird that they would choose to do that. You know?
Yeah, it did make it feel like more of a prequel in a sense, because it kind of like more like just, I think as you said, it kind of look back into like the records or the history behind what happened towards it. But it's been a while since I've rewatched Jujutsu Kaisen. They do it sometimes in the series too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember, but it's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah.
But
it's a nitpicky thing though. Like I wasn't like, oh, this is bullshit. Like,
no, I was like, this is so stupid. Like, get this fucking shit out of my face, man. I don't care.
I will say one thing though. Jack knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, the bullies.
Bullies? No. Oh, in the beginning. Oh yeah. Marquis, it's anime. It's not racist.
I thought we were over this ever since Dragon Ball Z.
What?
Like,
do you know? Yeah. See.
Okay. So there was one of the characters, right?
Like at the very, very beginning.
Yeah, and they were just like one of the black. It was like very reminiscent of how they drew black characters back in the 90s.
Oh no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but but here's the thing that where I'm confused about is like, you draw him like that, but then the other, I don't know if they ever said his name, the guy that Gojo fucking beat the racism out of.
Yo.
That was so. I loved it. I'm gonna whoop this foreigner's ass. It's like, dude, Gojo, you really had to be racist there. Come on, it's so weird.
Yo, dog, Gojo, you may have nice eyes and all, but damn, tone down the racism.
But like he was drawn out well, like no fucking racial undertones whatsoever. But then the first character, like fucking big lips and everything.
Well, there's a lot of like characters in anime that aren't black, but they're huge and they have these big lips. Like the first one that comes to mind is My Love Story. The main character isn't black or anything. Mm-hmm. He's just a really big buff guy, and his lips are just ginormous for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Well,
so,
I remember reading something or watching something where it's just like back in like the 30s, 40s, whatever, like the racist cartoons were around and like the blackface stuff, like Japan thought that was just like an art style, like a style to draw those characters. They didn't like think that was any other way. So then that's why they continue to kind of do it, because they're just like, oh, I'm just drawing them like the way they usually.
It could be like a male version of a JK too. It could be a male version of a JK. JKs have very big lips as well.
Yep.
That are drawn. In
JKs
anime.
They're
like, how do I describe them? JKs in Japan. Let me see if I can figure out how to describe them. Not JKS. Stupid fucking computer. But like, they're a type of style in Japan where like Japanese girls that like. They're very much like they're tan. They have like blonde hair. They wear a lot of makeup. It's a thing that Japanese girls do, but also at the same time, it's a very heavy like anime thing. And this guy is also very similar, where he's very tan. He's got the big like white lips. It's very similar to what Japanese. Like popular kids wear. I wouldn't call them popular, but like that's the style they wear.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, like getting past that, just like I don't know, like I noticed it right away because Markeith immediately was just like, what? It's just like we're funny. Just like sitting there like
it's like, I thought we were over this, man. The fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably cultural differences, but like getting past that Gojo fight with that berate dude, holy shit! Like I just imagine that sound or whatever, the meme where it's just like, get up, bitch, get up. I'm saying bitch, but they're saying another word like get up, fight. It's just like no.
You're saying it all wrong. It's like fight back, nigga. Fight back.
Well, I'm trying to dodge laser beams here.
Okay, but I'm saying like if you're gonna say the meme, at least get like the rhythm of it right. Like you're like get up.
Regardless,
get up.
Like
so staccato with it. Like come on, bro.
Like the man said, give me or is it 15 or 12 minutes?
Give him 12 minutes.
Yeah, give me 12 minutes. He beats his ass for 2 minutes. He's like, fuck.
Oh yeah, that was really good. That was really.
That was so subtle, but so because he wasn't joking about it, but like he got to think about it, was like, oh fuck, okay, hopefully that was like 6 minutes or so.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
That was 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah. Only 2 minutes, goddamn. Gojo was a beast in this, though. He was definitely the most OP character.
Real quick, the term that I was actually looking for was, I'm probably gonna pronounce it wrong, but Gyaru. That's the type of style that is probably being mentioned in that.
Sounds good to me.
I would not. You could probably cut this out, but I would not be surprised if JK.
Well, they're also called JKs, but as far as I could tell, that's what they're called. But I'm also basing it off of manga and anime, so I'm just a stupid white boy from America Who knows?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Who knows? Maybe JK could also stand for Jigger-kun. So like. Yeah.
So that last battle was like pretty.
Okay, no, they do also abbreviate JK. All right, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Glad we got your ADHD out of the way.
Fuck you! I'm trying to be a good host.
No, but I legitimately like kind of like the training scenes with him, and I keep forgetting. I'm very bad with names. The green hair chick, yeah,
Maki,
like
best girl.
that was kind of fun. Yeah, that was really fun.
So
with them.
much fucking fan service.
Honestly, it.
What do you mean?
Well, I've seen a ton of anime, but like that was pretty tame.
That was like nothing. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like the only thing was really like the panda, like, hey, come over here, and we were all like, oh, what's he about to say? He's like, yo, you like big boobies or small boobies?
But you're
and
telling me
I never really thought about it.
Like that one long shot of when Yuta's like, yo, I got her this time, and then she just puts the squat. And then, like, the camera just,
that was
like...
kind of tight, though. That was low-key cool as hell.
Oh, no, don't get me... The move was tight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, did it really have to just be a close-up of her ass? I know that was a rhetorical question.
I mean, honestly, though, out of those, that's the only really thing I could really notice that was fan servicey besides Gojo's beautiful fucking eyes.
Oh, yeah, my girlfriend was like, wait... Why is he actually kind of like hot? I was
Wait.
like, I know.
That's how my girlfriend reacted to Levi when we were watching Attack on Titan. Like that cleaning scene, I was like, I wonder how she's gonna react to this. She's like, oh man, a man that can clean. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jay, that's not a good sign for you, pal.
No, it's not a good sign at all. I'm very messy.
You better go kill that beast titan.
Yo. But. Yeah, I mean, I liked kind of the group dynamic, which is kind of like sad that like you don't really get to see it more after this point, kind of thing.
Thank you for that kind of spoiler.
I mean,
have you watched it, Jujutsu Kaisen?
I mean, I've seen the series, but like
that's what I'm referring to.
Referring to.
Like after this movie, because you don't see the character, you know, in the next season.
Yeah.
I wasn't referring to the manga. I wasn't referring to the manga.
Oh, okay.
I'll say manga before anything, but I'm gonna try to avoid that.
Yo, I don't think we should talk about the manga at all.
No, yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. But yeah, I just really like the group dynamic. Panda is still like I like how they introduced everyone. They were like, you know, she's from an ex-clan member. He can only like. He's part of this clan where like if you say a word then like you do that thing and he is a panda. And it's like
yeah,
okay,
the joke translated well from the source material.
I think a lot of the humor translated pretty well actually. Like there were some bits I got a good chuckle out of.
I didn't laugh once, but I knew it was funny. I knew it was
I mean
funny.
I wasn't belly laughing, but it was just like that's funny kind of thing.
I'm just heartless.
Yeah,
you are heartless. You're a fucking loser.
I don't know. I just felt like
man, I really like Pete Davidson's stand-up.
Oh,
Shut the fuck up. No one does.
I don't watch Pete Davidson. I've never watched a Pete Davidson.
You look like a type of cuck that would. Anyways.
Wow.
But yeah, no. So what do you guys think of the main baddie and his kind of overpowered power?
Main villain. I'm like,
yeah.
Didn't we ever just talk about Maki? Like,
oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. The main antagonist.
I'm really interested now to see what happened between, you know, his demise, obviously, and like what now, because. Like his character definitely felt like there was a shift in it between, because this one he kind of seemed more expressive, he was more idealistic, which like this one I felt like I knew like what his goals were rather than compared to his villainous side like in this series where like I didn't know like really what he was going for.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like
I kind of laughed to myself. I'm like, I didn't really think about it until I watched the movie. I'm like, damn, he's pretty much just like the Voldemort of this universe. Like their like schemes are pretty much the exact same thing.
yeah,
That was like
I
what I thought
wanna
about that. I was like, damn.
I want to live in a world with no fucking monkeys, no
Oh
non-sorcerers.
yeah, when he kept saying
no.
monkeys, Markeith was just like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
I'm like, yo, just stick with non-sorcerers, dude. Like, why did it have to be monkeys?
Nah,
Like,
you know what? Better comparison. He's Frieza. Better comparison.
yeah,
Hello there, monkeys.
I just like how with
so
Maki, he's just
much.
like, yo, look at you. You're trying to be like us. Like, you're nothing but a monkey. Yo, take them glasses off, bitch. Like,
Damn, Maki, what the fuck?
and then fucking Yuta said, hey, don't talk to her like that. I was like, what do you mean? She's a monkey.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
ooh.
I feel like the best part of these of this movie are just toward the end. Like I liked him kind of connecting with each of the other members of his class. Like when really bad at names. I'm sorry. The salmon dude and him go up against that. I think they said it was a rank curse or a S rank
Yeah,
or whatever, but
A
they
rank.
but they thought it was a lower level.
Grade 1, my bad.
Yeah. And I kind of like I really like how they integrate weapons and curses into like Jujutsu Kaisen just in general. Like how like you kind of forget because it's kind of glossed over in or not glossed over, but the main character doesn't really have to deal with that in the main season. But like how it's like no, you have to like focus all of Rika's energy, not let her out, but still like integrate that into the sword at the same time. So like the main character is really fighting to you know, keep a good balance and not unleash Rika and stuff like that. Although when he goes all out at the end, where he's just like, "Fuck it, let's go, Rika. Let's tear this bitch apart." Like that was pretty fucking awesome.
Fucking father son Kamehameha, dude. That was pretty good.
Yo, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
That's what I was saying though with the fucking Gohan Cell Kamehameha battle. Like, yo, like literally, just like the same shit.
And I kind of like the gray not mortality. I can't think of the word. But like Gojo just sending the other two classmates and like him pretty much knowing that like they're just pretty much cannon fodder or like just to use as like a distraction until like he gets there. I'm like that's a little fucked up.
Well, it's also because Gojo kind of knows Geto. Like Geto wasn't gonna kill them.
Right. No, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, but you can only say that so far. Like, yeah, I know he'll win, and then he just comes back, and what if he's just dead? And he's like, ooh.
Well, that's the thing I want to talk about, though, or like I'm curious now, is that this Geto, he was, or he even said himself, like, I wouldn't have killed those sorcerers. Like, the only one, like, I would have killed was Yuta just to get Rika's soul. I would have killed those young ones, but this one on the other hand, he had no problem, you know, bringing like Hanami to like the curse and like and letting him do whatever with so and so. I forgot the guys, the asshole's name that Ichidori and Nanami fucked up, but him too as well. Like he's kind of like a little more careless and carefree in terms of like I'll kill these motherfuckers for whatever. And obviously, and he also got the stitches on his forehead too. Like I also noticed that he didn't have that. So I'm like again, so I'm really curious as to like what's happened in between the stages and like that. I wonder if that's going to be answered now in season 2 or like I just gotta wait for another movie or so.
Do you think any of these fights surpassed the any of the fights in the series? I really don't think so. Like I was waiting for that moment, like, oh, this is about to be better than the fight between the tree dude and
Gojo and like
Gojo. Yeah, like I was waiting for that, like, oh shit, because they have a movie budget, so they could do kind of more with it. But maybe it was just a fight or something like that. But I was just like, all right, this is kind of, you know, they're not doing something too creative with it or whatever. It was just pretty much a laser beam battle. with some cool hand-to-hand combat here and there. But yeah, other than that, nothing really like it was still cool to see, and the animation was tight as hell. But like, I guess just the fights themselves, you know what I mean, were just kind of like pretty good.
My top two, at least from it, was when Gojo was beating that dude's ass for 2 minutes, and I like the final fight with Yuta and Getsu.
Yeah.
That one, like, I really fuck with the animation from that a lot. But yeah, I mean, I'm still like on you. Like, I'll put those two fights above some of like the other ones, obviously in the series. But still, I think the best fight to me will probably be like the what's his face, when Itadori and shit, what's her name? But it's like the final fight, basically.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking
like
about.
that's my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, what about you, Peter?
They're okay.
Brilliant.
I know, there's like, it's just like if you want my honest thoughts about this movie, like, I walked out of it like straight up and I was just like, the movie's mid. Like, it's just like, it's just okay. Like, it's not amazing.
It's fine. I wasn't expecting anything crazy. I was just expecting like, oh, it is a anime movie, like on an existing property, cool kind of thing. Like, whenever I go into those, I don't expect much at all. So,
like,
for what it was, it was pretty good.
The Demon Slayer movie was like stupid good. Like, I think a lot of movies are gonna be in that expectation, and that sucks.
I guess it also suffers from being a prequel, so you already know who makes it out, so the stakes are just kind of like, besides the main character, like, oh, maybe he'll die, maybe he won't. Obviously he won't, but like, you already have that, oh, here are the surviving members, basically. So like with like Demon Slayer Mugen Train, like, you didn't know because it was progressing with the story, so it came right after the season 1 ended, so you didn't know exactly what was going to happen, whereas like, unfortunately, with prequels, you kind of know who makes it out.
Well, at the same time though, that's a good argument, I guess, for prequels, but like, you could also make the same argument as like, it's kind of more of like, how do we get here type thing. That's kind of like the beauty, like, as I mentioned before with Getsu's character, like, what the hell what changed him in that way.
Well, I think that's funny because like, in the main series, Gojo's like, how the fuck is he still here? I fucking killed this bitch. The fuck?
Right. And even with Yuta's character, like, again, I'm not a manga reader, so like, and with Yuta's character, like, I'm excited to see him now for the second season when he's going to pop up. And now I have a little more of a backstory, at least between not more so much for Maki and Panda, but more so Inamin's. I know it's started for I. Because like, I know that he was like a cursed speech user, but I didn't know like exactly they were like a full clan and everything, and just like how like he's kind of like laid back and what's it called? He's like kind of like more careful and all that. Again, with like Panda, I already kind of knew about Panda's character and Maki's character because they were kind of giving a little more of a backstory, but now I got a little more backstory of like the cursed speech user as well. So yeah, the prequels have its merits, but I mean, regardless of everything else, though,
prequels just have to go through that hurdle, basically. If like, you kind of know what has to happen or what has to happen, essentially, and like, so you have like that going up against you, and some prequels pull that off well, some don't. But overall, I mean, my complaints are, there, but like, I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was like, it was enjoyable. It was a good time. Not for the whole family, but
yeah, there's a lot of blood.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood.
But don't bring your fucking 10-year-old to this. Like...
I also kind of noticed there, besides the cutting to black with white text, like kind of how Evangelion does, like when he sees Rika's death, like when he's a kid, and it's got the fisheye lens, I'm like, oh shit, that's from Enda Eva. And like the red color scheme, I'm like, oh shit, that's from Ava.
Fuck off with your Ava garbage, dude.
Shut the fuck up. Stop. You can't talk. You're
Ava
not
didn't
allowed.
invent
Hold
the
on.
fish
Peter,
islands. Like,
Peter,
shut the
Peter.
fuck up.
Peter, when you watch Evangelion, you can criticize it all you want, but you haven't. So all your criticisms are
I'm not
non-existent
criticizing
and are complete
Ava, I'm
garbage.
criticizing you.
No.
Ava didn't invent the color red.
Why did you just say Ava is garbage? Why did you just
Ava
say Ava
didn't
is garbage?
invent the fish island.
I'm not saying it did, but
Ava
the
did
color
not-
scheme and the fact that it had film grain on it, on top of
didn't
that,
invent...
and none of the other moments in the film had film grain as well. It's just very similar.
Guys,
Similar
okay.
angle and all.
Right, Ava did not create the color red, but you all have to agree it was Martin Scorsese.
No, Martin Scorsese
Oh,
did.
yeah,
Martin Scorsese
yeah,
did.
Thank you.
True,
Seen
true, true, true.
Goodfellas, there was
Marky,
no red
the
before
true
Goodfellas.
the true film bro
The true
here, all right?
cinema, bro. But overall, I won't give it a rating, but obviously, if you've seen Jujutsu, you're gonna see this, so you're gonna have fun.
I give it a 6.5 out of 10. That's
Save your
All right,
money,
I give it
read
a 6.2.5.
I give it a save your money, read it online or something from
Out
an
of
official
10.
source at a 10.3.
I mean, you could say that with literally any anime, though. You could
but
just
this
like,
one
oh,
I'm
just
just
read the
like-
manga.
That's what I'm just like. You really don't need to go to.
I might have just to read the last, because the final episode of the final season for Attack on Titan is next week, right? Or the week after?
Yep.
Yes, that's a whole different fucking can of
That's a
worms
whole
that we are
different-
not
Marquis,
going to
read the
talk
manga so we
about.
could do the podcast. Read the
Yeah.
manga so we could do the
Like,
podcast, please.
I'm low key just probably just want to read the manga. It's like I can't fucking wait more for this. I gotta.
Yeah.
I
They're
gotta
already
see
trying
how
I
this
think that
ends.
was like
already
the
said-
funniest thing. My brother was like,
Yeah.
"Wait, the last episode's next, like, it's in 2 weeks because they're on a hiatus this Sunday."
Yeah.
Good for them.
Because they know the backlash they about to get. Like, bitch, you said this was the final season, and they're
Yeah,
like,
we never said there wasn't gonna be a movie, you dumbass.
you know what? A new trilogy of movies.
Yo, a new trilogy.
Oh my god.
We take those last like 2 chapters and we spread them out between
Yes.
3 2.5 hour long movies.
Wait. So there's 2 chapters left after this.
No,
How
20.
was-
20
No, there's
chapters.
20.
Each chapter's like 50 plus pages. Like, you gotta understand.
Yeah.
Like, it's
So
not
what
like a
you-
typical chapter.
Wait, 20 chapters.
Yeah, they saw
Pretty
Mugen
sure,
Train.
let me double check. I'll double check.
Okay. And how long is one episode?
Half an hour?
Half an hour.
No. But like in terms of like a
Manga
chapter-
chapters?
Yeah.
It's been
like
typically
two
two
and a half.
chapters.
2.5
Not even.
chapters
It's been like 2
per
chapters.
episode.
Yeah.
Around, yeah, estimating.
And there's 20 chapters left.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna double check that math.
So
20 seems like
Yeah.
a lot.
I don't think it's 20. I think it's probably only like 10. If I had
I'm
to
looking
guess.
right now.
Nah.
okay, based on what you're saying is these motherfuckers about to make like the Batman like long ass
They
film.
saw how well Mugen Train did, and then they were just like, hey,
We gotta do that.
what if we do a movie? And then everyone went, yeah.
All right, so they ended this episode on chapter 30. So
Chapter
that
30.
means there are 10
You mean
chapters
one?
left.
How many? 10?
130.
I was like
130.
30. I'm like, they're not.
They ended it a little bit into chapter 130, like the first
Yeah.
2 pages.
Okay.
So essentially there's 10 chapters left, which they're probably going to do. If I were to guess based on how they've been doing it anyways, it's going to be 2 chapters more. They're probably going to end the series on when the rumbling reaches the island. You already know! What kind of... What am I spoiling?
Yo, what if they don't? What if they never reach the island?
All
What if
right.
they never found out? Now
Yeah.
now I know.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Peter.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's a
drown
fucking
your
spoiler.
fucking alcohol.
Even though they absolutely fucking said they're already there. Shut the fuck up.
Drown on your fucking whiskey and bacon.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm
bitch.
sorry that you can't read the subtitles. They said they're fucking there. Like,
I
shut
was
up.
too busy just watching Annie in anguish. All right.
They were all literally like, it's the whole thing at the end of the fucking episode. And he's like,
to be
what's
fair,
the point?
Marquis,
What's the
it's
fucking
not
point?
Peter's fault that your reading comprehension is more to be desired.
Like, it's not a spoiler at all.
You should not be fucking talking.
I'm the only one that should be talking. Have you seen my bookshelves, bitch?
And what's your fucking vocabulary level? It's 0?
Oh yeah, no, my
Like,
vocabulary level is absolute dumpster fire.
How the fuck is it? And don't even get me started on your fucking typing. I've seen your drafts before.
0. It's okay.
I've seen your drafts before, man. I'm surprised you're able to read. Like,
Me too. Is there anything else anyone wants to say about it, or me?
No.
No.
Not really.
All
Like
right.
I said, it's just
So-
like such like a simple movie that like it is nothing really
Yeah,
to say.
it's all it needs to be. But we're going to be moving on to our next topic, which is, drumroll please, comic books. I just figured, we talk a lot about anime and stuff, and honestly, the only anime I've watched is Jujutsu Kaisen, and I haven't really been on my manga shit recently because the Batman came out. I've actually been more into comic books and stuff like that. So I figured, because I wouldn't really have much to talk about, I would talk about comic books, and I told each of these guys to like come at me with characters or comic books that they would want to read, have already read, and just give their opinions on that, and I could give insight if they want it. If they don't, then I will kill myself. I can't say that. I will video game myself
Yeah,
video game.
in
You should.
IRL.
you should. Goodbye.
Fucking-
Bye.
That's a real fucked up thing to say. Well, you got the Black Lantern
Would jump.
shirt, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, please come on. Have some
It
respect on my name.
stands for death. You know what? Quiz. Which all the lanterns and their colors, which emotions do they represent? Go, Peter.
All of them.
Green
Shut up.
represents courage.
Willpower, courage. Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
I was right, yo. Eat my
Yeah.
ass, dude. Suck it.
I mean, they refer to it as
actually-
willpower, but it's basically the same thing.
Black represents death.
Yeah.
Light represents life.
You're doing
He's
good.
reading it.
Are you reading it? You cheating piece of shit.
No, I'm not reading it.
All
Those
right.
were easy.
What's indigo? AKA purple.
Indigo is indigo.
Calm?
Mm-mm.
No, what does it represent?
Passion.
Oh, how passionately stuck these nuts in your mouth. So,
All right, whatever.
Yeah,
So,
who cares,
It's
dude?
like
Yeah,
yellow
anyways.
fear, red anger. Like you didn't get to the basic ones. Like
I'm surprised you know it. Holy shit.
I wouldn't. I mean, red is. Red
this is
makes
literally
sense.
like that. Yellow is
Yellow.
fear.
I
Red
wouldn't
is
see
anger.
red as.
Red.
I wouldn't see yellow as fear though.
All right, what about blue? What do you think blue is?
Oh wait, no. This would be like
Sadness.
No.
calm, peace, something, serenity, some
Kind of close. Starts with a H.
humble,
No.
Hopeful.
honesty.
Yep, there you go. Hope.
Oh.
And then
How is
what else am I missing?
calm equal to hopeful? Or similar?
No, you said hopeful.
No, but
That's why I said you're right.
But you said Markeith was close with calm.
No, I was saying, yeah, I guess. Orange. What do you think orange is?
Gluttony.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Wait,
You're fucking
really?
looking it up. You're looking it up. You piece of
I'm
shit.
not looking that
There's
up.
no way. There's
Bro,
no
I
way.
trust it.
Deadass.
trust
Did you
literally
actually?
I just don't.
Yo,
No, I guessed that. I guess.
I feel like I'm a proud dad right now. All right, I'll throw you a curveball. What do you think pink is?
not gay.
Gay.
Technically, in a way.
I said not gay.
Technically, in a way.
Love.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that one. That
Wait, how's that a
was
curveball? You made me think it was not one of those things.
That's what I was. That's.
He was
the
making a
It was
joke.
like, oh, because it's so obvious.
Yeah, but like
I think that's all the colors.
But if you say if it's a curveball, then it's like, oh, so it must be love. But if it's curveball,
It was a joke, but apparently it flew over your head, so it's okay. We can
It
move
flew
on
over your
now.
head like a
it was a
curveball.
shitty joke. That's what it was.
That's a
like,
good one, Peter.
Thank
fuck
you.
was supposed to
Thank
be?
you,
Amy
Dave.
Schumer?
You're the new co-host.
I've been the co-host for
Oh, yeah,
this
you've been the
podcast. You
co-host.
piece of shit.
Anyways, so guys, who wants to go?
I'll go first, I guess.
All right, cool.
So, I get my top 3 characters, because I've been like reading a bunch of shit that you recommended me. In terms of like characters I kind of like fall back to a lot, or like I like reading, would be like Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Batman, or probably Batman right now because of the Batman, but
Right.
those are like the type of ones that like I've been really getting into. I've really been I've really been only reading mostly street level stuff lately.
That's the best stuff. That's some of my favorite stuff.
Right, but I also wanted to get into like some stuff. Well, we're kind of DC part right now, but like I also reading the Guardians book, which is also pretty good too. If we ever get into Marvel, we should read that. But yeah, some of the street level stuff, and what I really like about it, obviously, like that realism that they bring to the table, but on top of that, these guys also have like some of these morals and philosophies that they hone into that you could kind of put into your everyday life too, in a sense that that's why I like taking some parts about like, oh, like what would Daredevil do in this situation, or like, you know, how would Spider-Man
He would
beat
pray
this
to God. He would pray.
Yeah, while he like contemplates not killing the person, but he low-key wants to.
Daredevil is only not the Punisher because he's a Christian. Like literally, that's it. Because he brutalizes motherfuckers.
I think in terms of out of those 3, I've been reading Spider-Man the most, or more of read Spider-Man. And one series in particular, The Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer. Amazing series too.
It's a great run.
Because you know it really dealt with like a lot of things. You know, like Peter, like, you know, juggling the life between Spider-Man and being Peter Parker. Spoiler alert for anyone who wants to read The Amazing Spider-Man. Peter, I'm sorry, Peter, did you want to read The Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer?
I don't know. Maybe I was gonna ask JD to recommend me some Spider-Man comics, but I don't really care. I don't care. Spoil it. I don't care. I genuinely do not care.
You usually don't care about spoilers.
I don't, so it's fine.
Generally.
You can just say it. I don't care. Is it the twist where it's not Peter?
What?
Huh?
Oh, it's a different comic. All right, that's ultimate. All right.
I mean, right now it's
the one with who the identity of the villain Kindred is. There's a new villain.
Yeah, I know what you're
I don't
talking
fucking know who that is, so go ahead.
Yeah, so you're gonna forget about it.
All right. Okay, so basically, where Kindred is Harry Osborn, and like Peter is like, I'm basically in that part where Peter's still dealing with that shit from like, oh my god, my best friend is trying to kill me. He's been giving me these nightmares for like the past fucking months now.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, like the amount of shit this man has been through in this comic alone. No therapist can help you out with that.
It like, almost rivals Daredevil's. Daredevil literally Marvel has a like editorial says at the end of every Daredevil run he must be miserable. Like that's literally an editorial mandate. Like he must be at his lowest.
Yo, and it's like, goddamn, man.
Spider-Man could be all optimistic and shit, but like Daredevil's just like, you lost everything, Matt.
Yeah, because like another good one I wrote was Daredevil's the man with no fear. Spoiler alert, Peter. Again.
Keith, you don't need to do spoiler alert.
The man ends up in prison.
Damn, Markeith, why did you say that, bro? What the fuck?
Like, goddamn, like throughout the whole, like this whole experience of him trying to like battle with the Kingpin, people finding out about his secret identity, and like fucking, him trying to be Kingpin, some other shit that happens too that I don't remember, but like those were the big ones, and he ends up in prison. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's some shit too. Like, all the fucking work that these vigilantes do for the cops and shit, and you're like, oh, lock this nigga up. Like, after all I done for you, for what? For what? Doing your job better? Like, you little pussies?
Chip Zdarsky's run is also very good, because I think you left off of, I don't think it's Mark Waid. I think maybe it is Nick Spencer.
It was, Brian Michael Bendis was.
Brian Michael Bendis, Yep. Which Bendis, I have my complaints about him because now he's at DC and he has ruined the character Superman for the foreseeable future. Fuck Bendis. I fucking God. But his Daredevil run, like, give Bendis a street level character and he'll fucking nail it. Like, he has a great Moon Knight run. And he created Ultimate Spider-Man, which is one of the most famous comic runs, and he actually based Miles Morales off of Donald Glover, because Donald Glover said in one of his stand-up specials that he wanted to be in the casting of the Amazing Spider-Man at the time, and it's like, why not have a Black Pete Parker? But like, people were like, no, we can't. And Bendis took that. He was like, why don't we have a Black Peter Parker?
What if I just made him like a Hispanic black kid?
Yeah, and it's like super, like, Miles is one of my favorite new characters.
He's quite literally the most
ever done.
Besides Peter Parker, he's probably like the most.
He's the most popular. Yeah. Yep. Especially with Spider-Verse coming out and all that. But Bendis Marvel good, Bendis DC very fucking bad.
Yeah, and going to DC side, and again, this is more so with the Batman rather than like the comics. Because I think, to be honest, I think the only Batman comic I think I've read was Year One.
And that's a great one.
Right. Like, there's Batman Year One. I've dabbled in like Teen Titans where Batman makes an appearance or two. I guess I've read like maybe 1 or 2 issues of Justice League. But I don't know what was about it. I wasn't really that into it. I guess.
Yeah, the most recent Justice League is hit or miss.
But what's it called though? But I think with Batman's character, I really just, especially like the year 2, year 1 type stuff where he's just. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, don't read Year 2. It's garbage. It's not written by Frank Miller, which is like the granddaddy of Batman, basically. It is very bad. Like, Year 2, essentially, if you want your Year 2 Batman, that's Long Halloween. The comic book, I tried to get through the new movie. It is a dumpster fire. I don't know what happened to DC Animation, but recently they've just been complete garbage.
Their Injustice movie was fucking awful.
Yeah, like, because you said you didn't read Dark Knight Returns, but that you watched the 2-parter, right? Or maybe I misremembered.
The old...
Yeah, that does an excellent job. Like, you could still maybe in the future read the comic book, but like, if you're just like, fuck it, I just want to watch it instead. Year 1 and The Dark Knight Returns, both those are fan-fucking-tastic. With Batman, I have it written down. I mean, you have your Year 1 is a must, Dark Knight is a must, Long Halloween is a must, and then a recent one that's actually been pretty underground, but it's from a very, very prominent artist, and unfortunately he passed away a couple years ago. Dwayne Cook? I should have written it down. But he did Batman Ego, which is one of the inspirations for the new movie, which is very good. And then a more recent one is White Knight, which is a separate continuity, so you don't have to worry about any continuity whatsoever with Batman. Throw it out the window. It's a brand new universe where like it sounds bad on paper, but it's executed very well. It's like, what if the Joker was cured, then ran as a politician as Gotham and basically just like shat all over Batman's existence. Like the allegory basically is that Batman is police brutality and Joker is corrupt politicians. Like, and it's actually executed very fucking well. I haven't read the sequel yet, but the Batman White Knight, excellent, fantastic. And then after that with Batman, if you want like one of the greatest duos to ever touch Batman and one of the only good New 52 storylines is the Batman New 52 with Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. That duo, writer and artist, is a great fucking run. Like they basically, Scott Snyder invented the Court of Owls, which everyone's been buzzing about. Like we want Court of Owls for the sequel. That's where it comes from. And like the Court of Owls is one of the best Batman stories, I think. Then you have Death of the Family, which is New 52 version of Joker. And Zero Year is, I won't give my opinion. I personally don't like the origin. It's basically New 52 is basically like, hey, let's just reboot the entire universe. And instead of everyone having these long, rich histories, let's just say they've been at the job for 5 years. And the only problem with Batman for that is he's had like 6 fucking Robins. And one of them died. So you're telling me this man went through 6 Robins in 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah. So like with the extended family stuff, it's cringy. But no, Scott Snyder's Batman run is fantastic, and I've talked a lot.
Mm-hmm. Very cool, Jack.
Very cool. What about you, Peter? So what have you read or want to read or stuff?
So some of the stuff that I've read, it seems like you guys are mostly talking about like DC and superhero comics, but there are some that I've read outside of that. Ones that I've read within like superhero comics, there's just been like a few. One being, of course, Watchmen. That was
which Markeith, you need to get on it.
Which was required reading for one of my graphic novel courses, so I technically had to read it, but I read it before watching the series on HBO. I thought the comic book was very good. I thought the HBO series was a very good interpretation of how the show ended, of how it could have ended. It's very similar to the idea of like the Witcher games being sequels to the book, which is very cool. But yeah, I thought it was great. The art style is awesome. Of course, the storytelling is cool, leaving up to chance what could possibly happen, which is why I do like the TV show a lot. And then another one is a Batman run called A Serious House on Serious Earth.
Arkham Asylum. Yep.
Which the Arkham games are, specifically the first game, is loosely based off of. Markeith, you said you've been watching or reading Batman comics. If you have not read this one, this is an extremely good story to read, especially
the art
reading. Is fucking haunting.
Scary.
It's fucking creepy.
It's terrifying, actually.
Like just look up the title online, and you'll go to images, and the first thing you'll see.
Their version of the Joker. Holy shit!
Was it
like
Serious
House on
Serious Earth? It is genuinely a very good story. The character designs for everyone is awesome. Like, you don't ever see Batman's face in the entire comic, which is very cool, because the concept is that like the bat is the reason why like the asylum even exists is because
Markeith is like, whoa.
Yeah, he's looking at it, he's like,
I'm only looking through like the first 5-10 pages, and it's like this. It just looks like a burnt books, but like
it's literally a nightmare.
Yeah, like, you know what I think about, like that movie A House on Haunted Hill, like that 90s one, but like besides the stupid shit that happens, like some of it can be like, I mean, that was also like 10-year-old me watching it, so maybe I got watching it, but that's not the point right now. This looks scary.
Like, yeah, and like what this one does well, and like plenty of Batman comics, movies, media has done this to death, but this one does it really well. It's like, the chicken and the egg theory, but it's with Batman. It's like, does Batman create the villains, or do the villains come on, like, create themselves? Kind of thing.
It is like it kind of delves into the story of why Arkham was built in the first place.
Also, if you want like any backstory on Arkham, this one.
And like that whole idea of like what JJ's saying kind of falls back on the creation of the Arkham Asylum. Like, is it the bat that causes all of this, or is it vice versa? So it's just exactly like JJ said.
Yeah, it's the bat. Like,
yeah. I mean, it is.
Yeah, and I mean, it's telling that like it depends. Like, it's telling based on the character design for Batman in this, like, where you quite literally never see his face.
It's like Batman's out here in the night, just like, oh, you won't come out here. You can't do this. It's like, says who? A bat? Yeah. Fuck out of here.
Like, he has a very cool costume, or character design. Like, all of them do. It's quite literally like the haunting, like, comic you'll probably read.
Nightmare.
Like, it really is. Like, I wouldn't read this by yourself at night. I would read this in like the day.
With my homies in the daytime, cuddled on the
couch. With your homies, cuddling with them, making sure you're safe, giving you kisses and rubbing your stomach to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's just funny. Yeah.
What other things, Peter?
So those are really all I've read. But other stuff I've read is in terms of like outside of comics. Is I've read Mouse, which is an extremely comic book.
Which, by the way, awesome for out of stocking on Amazon, because if you don't know the controversy, Tennessee banned that book because it was quote unquote too graphic or whatever, because it showed a titty. And like basically that was them saying like, yeah, we don't want Jews, Holocaust. Why do we need to teach our kids that kind of thing? And Mouse is like a really good.
Depicting the Jews as rats. That's messed up.
Yeah, but that's like the whole point of the. Or you're talking like they would. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, the Jews are depicted as rats. The Nazis are depicted as cats, but
that's done on purpose.
Yes, that's the point. But people are like, that's still racist. And it's like,
no, it's pointing out the racism.
Like, whatever.
I just learned about a new book today.
Yeah,
you've never heard of Mouse?
It sounded familiar at first.
Honestly, like, if you see a cover of it, you'll be like, oh, I've seen that in my school.
The cover is a swastika with a mouse No, is it a mouse or a rat with like Hitler's face?
They're rats.
Let me look.
Or Hitler's a rat. I don't remember.
No, it's a cat.
But yeah, so
he looks like a cat.
Either digitally download it, or maybe they're back in stock. But like, that's so funny because of this Tennessee thing. Like, it was out of stock on Amazon and almost everywhere. It was like, sweet. But yeah, it's one of the most famous graphic novels of all time. It's one of the only ones that's actually moved me to tears and like getting choked up. Like, it is an experience. It, like, honestly, I treat it more like a actual novel than I do actually like, a graphic novel. But same thing goes with Watchmen. But yeah, Mouse is very, very fucking good.
He's won a bunch of shit. He won a Pulitzer Prize for Mouse.
And Eisner, I think.
Yeah, an Eisner Award for Mouse. So it's definitely worth reading, Markeith, for not only its historical relevance, but also a pretty good dang comic in general. Very cool. Like, if you take the story is very interesting. I've watched read American Born Chinese. It is written. Let me look up who wrote it real quick.
I don't know that one.
This one is about. It's 3 stories. One being the story of Son Goku, the story of the Journey to the West. But before his journey,
Dragon Ball.
The second one is about a kid who is born, who goes to America, and he is being discriminated for being Asian. And the third is an extremely racist caricature of an Asian called, I forget that, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's like it's supposed to be, that's I guess the point. It's written by Jean Lu Yang. He talked at my school once, and I went to his talk, which was really cool. Oh, the second story called, no, wait, where is it? Yeah, the third story, sorry, is about a kid named Danny who had a cousin named Chin Ki, and Chin Ki is an extremely racist stereotype. He's got buck teeth. He's really good at science. He's flirting with all the girls, making racist remarks. And you'd think they're all separate stories, but eventually you learn the kid from the second story is actually transformed into Danny from third story because he wishes that he was white like everybody else. And so he then learns that, like, he's this, that his, like, one of his friends was the son of the Monkey King from the first story, and the idea is that like the reason why, I forget like the whole point of the story, but it's very good.
That's all right. Yeah.
And I really liked it.
I understand that you don't mind spoilers, but I do.
You're not gonna fucking read it.
You never fucking know. What? It's 3 stories about Son Goku. About Son Goku and this racist caricature and Danny, and I'm like, I'm interested.
Is he a phantom?
Is
he? And actually,
Danny
no, fucking tell me. I want it by myself.
If you genuinely want to read it, it's a good read. I do recommend it.
Well, you already told me the fucking story, so like, you know, why?
Yeah, Peter Markeith does not like spoilers.
All right, whatever, man.
I went to the Tyler the Creator concert not knowing what his set list was. Okay, like I take my spoilers.
Spoiler? You've listened to him before, though.
Okay, but live though. See, you motherfuckers don't appreciate art like that. Okay, all right. There is a difference between like.
Did you watch the trailers for the Jujutsu Kaisen movie?
Yes, I watched some trailers for it.
You spoiled it. What's the point? Why'd you even watch it at that point?
That's such a lame point. That's such a.
I know it is.
I mean, just fucking watching the Marvel trailers that I can't get away from if I go to a fucking theater.
Yeah, like, no, you can't. You literally, it's impossible. Like every time Markeith is like, "I'm gonna stay away from a Marvel trailer," I'm like, "There's absolutely unless if you
went to a
plan
fucking
on
anime movie and there was a Marvel trailer. Like, what is it?"
If you go to see a rom-com, guarantee you there's going to be a Marvel trailer. Like, it does not matter.
No, I could literally go see like a fucking documentary about slavery, and there's going to be a Marvel trailer. Like,
yeah.
Another comic is called Fun Home, which is a graphic memoir about an artist named Allison Lenchdale.
Oh, that's nice.
She pretty much. What?
Tell us the ending.
I don't know.
No, don't tell him the ending.
She's alive. That's the ending. She's alive and becomes a comic book writer.
Damn it!
Like,
how was I supposed to know that she doesn't kill herself at the end?
It's just it's a memoir of her life. It's a biopic, or a biography. So it talks about her fucked up life and her struggles of sexual orientation, gender roles, suicide, abuse, all this shit.
All that fun. All that fun, good stuff.
Yeah, it was a good comic. It's
honestly
very like.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
She like takes photos from her real life and just draws them in the comic. So like, there's a picture of her dad that she draws that's identical to how he looks in a picture that she has of him, which I thought was very cool. And yeah, it's a good story. I would, if you're interested in something like that, that's also very good.
I have all the volumes of Goodnight Poon Poon. I am not ready to read it yet because I need to be in a right place, and right now I don't feel like being depressed. So I will eventually get around to it, but I have most of the volumes except for volume 1, ironically. But yeah. So like I like don't get me wrong, I love those like existential dread type books, but like there's a time and a place, and right now it's not the time or the place. But yeah, I have a couple suggestions for you guys, if that's okay.
I know you're going to tell us the ending.
Shut the fuck up, Marquis. Get over it. The comic book. Grow up.
Oh, it's a fucking comic book. It's a story with an ending.
It's a story, Marquis.
I don't want to know.
Or, Peter. They're stories.
A story.
So Peter told me
right now.
I'm trying to I'm pushing through.
You pushing through to the end?
Marquis told me he wants more DC type stuff. And honestly, yeah, because we only have DC because Comixology is completely fucked now. And like Peter said, more of like the indie stuff, and from what I've heard, you have not touched Image at all, and that is a great sin, and I'm going to change that for you. So so we're starting off on a high note for Image, but this is my favorite comic book of all time, like comic book series of all time. It's called East of West, and basically what it's about is the 4 horsemen in this world. So it takes place in this alternative universe of America, but it's the South and the North in the Civil War, but they each actually went their separate ways, but it's futuristic, so it takes place in like 18 something odd, but like there's like flying cars and crap like that. It's like it's similar. It's not expressly said that it's America, but it's very much America. They even call the South the rebels, and the North like Yankees or whatever. And basically the 4 horsemen fought. Each of them died, so now they have to be reborn. And one of the horsemen, Death, wants to live for some reason, for a purpose. And the other 3 are like, he's not on our team. We have to kill Death and then destroy the world. And then that's a very simplified version, but then you get introduced to all these different characters. It's basically like Game of Thrones. So like there's a whole part of the South that's specifically ruled by like black people, and like it's pretty much like Wakanda, and they're like they have the oil in the universe, so they're like pretty much in control of that. And then the North is like, it controls all the media and stuff like that. And then the South is just filled with like, it's pretty much the Wild Wild West, and it just follows like Death and all the politics and stuff that goes on beyond that. It's great. It's only 10 volumes long. It's fantastic, and honestly, it's one of my favorite writers. Jonathan Hickman is great. Like, you will know everything that goes on in the world. He is like really good at world building. So yeah, that's East of West. Then we have Saga, another one that's really good. It's been on hiatus for 10 years, and now it's finally coming back with issue 58. It's adult Star Wars. It's basically about this, I'll just say simple terms. It's this fairy and this like goat human creature, and they have a baby together, and they're not supposed to because their races are like enemies of each other. And it's basically them trying to raise this baby throughout the galaxy, and that's a very simplified version of that. Obviously there's actually this really fun character. It's called the Lying Cat, where like anytime a character lies, the only word it says is lying. So like that creates conflict and stuff like that. It's epic sci-fi, but done really adult, and I wish they would adapt it to television, but it would cost like $1 billion. And then two that Keith has heard of is Nailbiter and Deadly Class.
Mm-hmm.
Peter, if you like anime, yes,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Anime's the bane of our society. It's gonna cause society to crumble.
it's a pillar actually. They're inventing
No.
another
Anime
form of
is a
government.
plague. I think real quick to go back to the Jujutsu Kaisen thing. My girlfriend at the end of the movie was like, look at all, like, as people were coming out of the theater, we were the first ones out, and we were just sitting there waiting for our friend. She's like, look at all these rats scurrying out of the theater. I was like, you've never made a more genuinely bright point.
Accurate.
In your life. Yeah,
it's an aesthetic.
it's
Like,
just
Yeah, it is an aesthetic.
bro.
I choose to wear my Deku shirt out in public.
I fucking hate it. But yes, I do like anime.
But Deadly Class is definitely for you. Like, that's how I introduced Markeith into like independent comic books and Image. I think that was the first one I ever recommended to you, if I'm not mistaken.
It was the first comic I've ever read.
Yeah,
Like,
and it reads like a TV show. You will blaze through it. It's a very simple premise. It takes place in the 80s, and
it's a TV show.
It's very bad. Don't watch it.
I will.
It's by Sci-Fi, if that says anything.
Yeah.
But basically, it takes place in the 80s, and it's this whole academy that trains assassins, and that's like just like the action part of it, but like the drama and stuff that goes into it is like what you're in for. You would definitely like it for sure. And then Nailbiter, just simple synopsis. It's for some reason all of these serial killers are born in this small town, and like people are like, why is that the case? And that's basically the log line. That's the pitch. I have a lot, but okay, 2 more images and then I'll move on. Sex Criminals is fun. The plot of Sex Criminals is this couple.
I was gonna actually suggest to you to tell me about that and be like funny, like, ooh, it's got sex and sexy.
No,
I was looking that up online.
It's really good. Basically, this couple, when they have sex, time freezes, and they're like, "Whoa!" And then they decide to like go on heists and go on like bank robbers. So like they'll be in the middle of like getting like chased down by guards, and they need to like do a sexual position real quick in order to get away. Like it's so the comedy in it. I think it's written by Chip Zdarsky, who would go on to be a writer for Marvel, for fuck's sakes. It's some of the best comedy you'll ever see in a comic book. It's like the scenarios they get into are just so hilarious. And they actually thought about, there was a screenplay for it, but it didn't go anywhere because it's pretty risque. And the final one, which is simple. If you like Invincible, the show, Invincible, the comic, there's some changes here and there. They speed up things in the show, but whereas the comic book takes more of a build up to get to that point. But it's really good. It's a good deconstruction of like, and we've seen it a million times, but like, what if Superman was kind of realistic and like a teenager, but it doesn't play off the trope, which I fucking hate the most. Which is, what if Superman was a fucking dictator? Wouldn't that be funny? It's been done to death. Please stop. Superman is a good character. The only exception is The Boys, because it's just so extreme.
Well, I was gonna say you're forgetting the one part about it. At least in the show, is like, what if Superman was J.K. Simmons?
Yeah,
like J.K.
had a
Simmons
mustache.
evil Superman. Fuck it, I'll take that.
Yeah. So
Think, Mark.
Think, Mark. You should not spoil things at all, Mark. That just ruins the whole point of absorbing that media, Mark.
JJ, you're not funny, man. That really
No, I am
hurt
funny.
Marky's
I am funny. I am
feelings
funny.
that
I
ruined
am
the
funny.
show
I don't
for
care
him.
about your feelings. Fuck your feelings.
That's just fucked up.
So
God
we're
darn
into
protect.
now we're into Vertigo and Black Label. Unfortunately, Vertigo was disbanded, but back in the 90s, Vertigo was basically it's like a sub publisher, or they're connected to DC in some way, but it's like where they're indie and adult books. would be, but unfortunately they got rid of that name and called it Black Label, which sucks and I hate it. But Neil Gaiman by Sandman, everyone should read. It's about the Lord of Dreams and all his adventures he goes on. It's one of the most critically acclaimed graphic novels.
Independent or DC now?
So it's an independent label, but it's under DC. So like, for example, like
think of like Xbox acquiring a bunch of companies, but they all make their own games.
Yeah. So you read Why the Last Man? That's Vertigo.
Okay.
Which is also another great one where basic plot, all the men in the world just fucking die, and like only the women are left to survive, and it leaves society in shambles because, you know, it's like all of a sudden men drop
like
dead and they're driving
World's
airplanes.
Harem. World's End Harem.
Yeah, but it's not cringy.
And just straight porn. Okay, good.
Yeah. So that's a really good one. Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. It's a horror show, but it's done really well. American Vampire, written by Scott Snyder, who wrote New 52 Batman. It's
What's it called?
vampires in the 40s. American Vampire. It's
All right.
like,
for those listening, and if you're still here, I genuinely am gonna look into these comics. That's why I asked him to repeat it, because I'm writing these down.
good.
I'm just gonna watch a podcast.
Hellblazer is just Constantine, but dark, so you can read it or you can't. But like, if you want to get into Constantine, Hellblazer would be it. Preacher, it's Garth Ennis, and he hates superhero comics, so Garth Ennis created The Boys. I would not recommend you read The Boys, the comic book. It's fucking awful. It's actually horrendous. Like, the show took like the characters and stuff and did it tastefully, whereas like Garth Ennis still thinks fart jokes are funny.
They are, though.
And like poop jokes are funny and stuff. But like, it just like, I can't spoil it, but the Homelander is very much darker in that. It it's kind of like, isn't it funny how fucked up this is? Like, it's like an edgy 14-year-old being like, isn't this fucking funny? Like, what if like Superman like raped someone, and it's like, okay, well, that's fucking, like, what if he like SA'd someone to death? Isn't that funny? And like, they show it and it's like, yeah, I'm all right, thanks. Like, it's the worst. But one of his good books is Preacher, where it's basically this preacher and he can command anyone with his voice, and it's a criticism of the Catholic Church and stuff like that, which is why I kind of like it, because I normally gravitate toward those.
I hate God.
I hate God, I'm an atheist. But yeah, that's Vertigo.
Okay.
Dark Horse, Hellboy. Hellboy's fucking awesome. If you love like Guillermo del Toro type stuff, it's great. And specifically after you get done with Hellboy Volume 6, because something significant happens, then go to BPRD. It's better than the actual Hellboy series. Like, still read Hellboy because it's really good, but like it like takes like, all right, this is the world to Hellboy, and instead of just making it main focus on the character, we're gonna focus on the agents that surround Hellboy. And that sounds boring at first, but like, they have arcs, and it's like, one of them is the Plague of Frogs. It's like fucking great. You'll like learn about Abe Sapien, and he's really cool, and all these different characters. Yeah, I mean, like, Umbrella Academy you could check out, but meh. So that's it for all the indie stuff. I'll just blaze through. Surprisingly enough,
I'm sorry. How many recommendations do you have? Because I'm over here just saying like 1, 2 or shit. Peter probably said like, what, 3 or so? How many do you have? We're not even at DC or Marvel yet.
I wrote a whole
list. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
I'm gonna
I told JJ, I was like,
what?
I was like, JJ,
nigga, do you know like
I don't want to make. I was like,
list.
JJ, I don't want to make my list too long of some ideas that I want to read.
I didn't even have a fucking list.
and he was like, Oh, don't worry, Peter. And I was like, you should work on a list of some recommendations. He's like, don't worry, Peter. You can make your list as long as you want because I've been working on my list.
Because Markeith
You
knows.
literally in your recommendation list like, I don't know about this, but you should probably.
I only recommend S tier things.
You literally were just like, I don't know about this about this preacher stuff.
I don't know.
But you should try it though. Like, I'll recommend it to you, but I don't know, man.
Well,
like,
the beautiful thing about comic books is you can experiment like with different writers and artists and stuff. Like, oh, I really like this style, but I don't like this style so much.
I'm not jogging you on like the recommend. It's just like the number of it. How long is this podcast going to be? 3 hours now? Like 4 hours? Like we're not even on DC or Marvel. You could just have like a short and abridged list, and maybe if we have some bonus content or I don't know, a description page on the YouTube, you could just put that in there.
I had a lot more that I haven't said, but that's okay. So we went through all the Batman stuff.
I haven't ate
that's
tomorrow.
There. Yeah.
So what are some Batman that you recommend?
That's what I recommend before, basically. The Dark Knight Returns New 52 run, Year One, Long Halloween, and White Knight. Those are like the essentials.
Add to your list a Serious House on Serious Earth, Marquis.
Yes,
it's
that
a
one
good
especially.
Fucking comic.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to piss your pants like a little baby boy.
Would you recommend All-Star Superman? Or would you
I was just about to say that. I was just about the Superman book you should absolutely read. I hate this argument, and I hate people who say Superman is not interesting unless he's evil or something. No, you're fucking stupid and you're fucking wrong. And clearly you haven't read a Superman comic. All-Star Superman is also one of the only comic books, it's a single panel that has made me bawl and cry. Like, it is one of the best Superman stories. And it's basically like, everyone loves Batman because he's dark and edgy and he's human. We get it. But Superman is human also. Like, he's Kryptonian, I know. But he was raised by the Kents on morals and values and stuff like that. And he's the ultimate immigrant story. Like, you know, he didn't come from this place, but yet he supports, but also doesn't support some things that America does and stuff like that. Like, Superman is inherently also a very political character when the writer decides he needs to be. And he's just hopeful. Like, do you really just want to read everything dark and gloomy all the fucking time? No, you want some beacons of hope here and there. So All-Star Superman is the definitive, like if you don't like All-Star Superman, you're just not gonna like Superman. But like, All-Star Superman is the best Superman comic book of all time. Also, to read Superman for All Seasons, it's more of a drama than it is an action. Like, it's basically going through Superman's life living with the Kents and stuff like that, and the life lessons that he learns from them and stuff like that. There's like a million Superman origin stories, but like, Superman for All Seasons is the one. But yeah, let me see. Let me skim through these. Kingdom Come is really good. It's drawn by Alex Ross, which is literally like paintings, like beautiful murals and stuff like that. And it's basically a criticism of Image Comics at the time, like the 90s comics with Spawn. You know, Spawn's got all these cool fucking chains and belts and shit. And like, Kingdom Come is like, no, these characters are really bad. Please stop. And it's ironic because it came out during when DC's like, what if we made Batman Azrael and like have him like kill people? Wouldn't that be great? And like, this book is directly be like, no, that's fucking lame. Please stop. It's really good. I mean, the main point of my DC recommendations is like, there's plenty more other than Batman. I'll just, without describing, I'll just read them. Blue Beetle, really good. The early 2000s, Jaime Reyes, awesome. If you want to get into cosmic stuff, Jeff Johns' Green Lantern is amazing, and it introduced all the cosmic stuff that DC ever wants. It's basically Guardians, but Green Lantern, or for the DC. Teen Titans, anything Teen Titans is good, besides New 52. And New Frontier is also very good. It's like it's the transition between the golden age into the silver age, but in its own continuity, so you don't have to like know anything about the characters or whatever. And it follows Hal Jordan, which is a really good Green Lantern. All right, so that's DC. Do you want to hear Marvel, or you want to wrap this bad boy up?
Give us your top 5 recommendations.
Top 3.
Top 5. Top 3. Ultimate Spider-Man. You need to read it. It's written by Bendis, and I would not just skip to Miles Morales. I would follow the Peter Parker storyline because something happens in that, and it's really fucking awesome that you should read up to, and then you'll be like, what the fuck? Then get into Miles Morales. Then we have... Oh, fuck. I'm going to stick with 5. Fuck it. Punisher Max is really good. It's basically Punisher, but he's a force of nature. And, like, the comic book is basically on, like, the detectives. And then, like, we got to solve this case. And then Punisher just, like, fucking kills someone. And it's like, oh, well, there goes our fucking lead. And it's, like, pure Punisher. And then we have anything Warren Ellis or Bendis touches with Moon Knight. Awesome. Great. Fantastic. With Bendis's run, it's a little bit, you need to know a little bit continuity, especially where it ends. Like, unless if you know, like, what happens after, then it doesn't kind of make sense. And then Spider-Man Blue is great. It's Sad Boy Spider-Man. Sad Boy Spider-Man is best Spider-Man. And last but not least, which is the most current one I'll recommend, is Immortal Hulk. I used to think Hulk was a lame-ass character, but Immortal Hulk, yeah, then I read this, and it is really good. It gets a little, like... It depends on whether you like... It's with the politics, it's very in your... Hulk says he doesn't like Trump. That's what happens. Okay,
Trump
and
make Hulk angry.
Yeah, so you can read it in different ways and stuff like that. But like, pretty much he only does it once, and then everything else is subtextually like commenting on political stuff. But just the one time, like Hulk is just like, I know I'm a devil, but
so like
Trump,
Hulk,
and it's like, okay.
Wait, so is Hulk like against Trump or is Banner against Trump? Because I could imagine some.
That would spoil Immortal Hulk on which one it is, so I won't say.
Oh, wow. It actually did. I was fucking joking about that.
Oh, there's multiple Hulks. There's Savage Hulk. There's Gray Hulk. There's Bruce Banner Hulk.
Gray Hulk is most definitely a Trump supporter.
Well, yeah, he's kind of a gangster, so a little bit.
Yeah, bada bing, bada boom. Yo, Trump gonna get me that poon.
There's Devil Hulk. there's a lot of different Hulks. It's not just one. Although, I think Savage Hulk is the main Hulk, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, those are all my recommendations for you guys. Read comic books; they're really good.
Mm-hmm. If you want the rest of his recommendations, it'll be on the description down below.
Or
I will literally type it out.
Hear me out. Or besides reading comic books, hear me out. Go outside and touch grass. Get some bitches. All right.
Get some maidens. Get some maidens.
Get some maidens. Don't be maidenless.
Get some dick.
Or get some dick. Or get some dick. You know.
Or vagina, if that's the way you roll.
That's what we.
Yeah, but not everyone rolls that way.
Wow, JJ, you heteronormative ass hat, dude.
I have
first you go us with 100 comic recommendations in a 1 hour 30-minute
and podcast. All of them are gonna be S tier, so why are you complaining?
Because I have things to do. If I wanted the full fucking recommendation, I was like, this is fucking Kingdom Hearts all over again. Like, God damn it.
Kingdom Hearts. Don't even.
Don't ever bring up that shit again.
That episode is gold. When Marquis says, I thought it was just 3 games. My
That was
soul,
so funny, dude.
my
That was
soul
so
left
funny.
my body.
There's like 5 games for the second game. Like the fuck.
And now we're finally almost to Kingdom Hearts 3. And it's like, ah.
Yeah, I was even like, I literally asked a question that you answered not even a second earlier. And I was like, you were like, what the fuck? Are you even listening?
Are you even?
Like,
do I have to explain why Riku and Femnus are basically the same? So basically.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Done.
That was
We're
fun
done.
though. That was fun. That was fun.
That was fun.
Thank you, JJ, for your recommendations. I genuinely will be looking at some of these, specifically like East of West and Nailbiter, because those were actually some of the ones I was looking at. As in, like, I want some weird like Nailbiter seems to be a good like crime horror.
Nailbiter in a fucking day.
Yeah, he did.
And
he literally was just like, I'm gonna start Nailbiter, and then like at the end of the day, he's like, holy shit, what happens next? And I'm like, you fucking caught up to it?
Yeah, dude. And then East of West also looks very, very good. It looks very cool. So
in fact, I think I'm gonna read it again after this podcast.
Yo, and also I definitely need to get those Berserk books off of you.
Yes. Just hit me up and I'll let you borrow them.
Gentlemen, it has been fun.
Wait,
thank you. What?
I haven't done my 50 recommendations of IDW.
What the fuck?
Shut up, dude. Shut up.
It's Ninja Turtles. It's Ninja Turtles. That's it. Ninja Turtles.
So check out our stuff on the Black Hudson YouTube channel.
We're so out.
Make sure to check up on all of our socials. They'll be in the description. All of our channels will be in the description. Markeith, thank you for joining us on the Anime on the Rocks podcast. And JJ, as always, thank you for being a good host. And Peter, stop spoiling stuff, you fucking buffoon. And everybody, brush your hair. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Gojo-san.
I'm keeping that in. I'm keeping that in.
Cut it right there. You don't need anything